I want to have a talk today, just me and you, figuratively speaking, literally speaking, just me and you. It's going to be about Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to be the norm. Good morning to you. Good Friday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Steelers. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into hockey and or baseball, I also offer daily shots of Penguins and Pirates in the same place that you found this. Rodgers spoke publicly for the first time in a long time yesterday on the show that Pat McAfee does for ESPN. He said very little that was newsworthy, but because he hadn't commented in a long time, well, if you think about it, everything that he says is newsworthy, especially since, as Rodgers' own description in this program made clear, that he is continuing to communicate on a regular basis with Mike Tomlin, which tells you about the Steelers' continuing interest in Rodgers as quarterback. So I addressed this on our Double Shot show, the video show, the live video that we do each afternoon. I didn't like any of what I'd heard from Rodgers as related to what's important for the Steelers. And I reiterated, or should I say reiterated my stance that the team would be much, much better off going with Mason Rudolph as a starter in 2025 and infusing as much youth and potential as possible in the near future, up to and including both the 2025 and 2026 NFL drafts. So what happened? Well, this program shows up in a lot of different places on the internet, and there are a lot of different commenting platforms. One of those, of course, is on our own site on DK Pittsburgh Sports. In fact, I'd argue that it's the best of all of the commenting platforms, but then there's some inherent bias there. A lot of it, not all of it, but I'd say probably about 2/3 of it got all really upset. Did you not watch his interview on McAfee? Did you not hear how he has personal problems? What's the rush? What's the rush must have come about 100 times. What's the rush? Give him some time and some space to deal with whatever he's dealing with. And then, as almost always happens, unfortunately, in any walk of modern life, you get accused of, let me see if I have all of these down. One, I don't like Rodgers for his politics. I don't even know what his politics are. I'm sorry, and I couldn't care less. He doesn't mean anything to me. If he becomes the quarterback of the Steelers, I'll venture to learn a lot more about him. But even then, I'm not sure I'd give a crap what his politics are. Which then leads into, you hate him. You just hate Rodgers. I have never met Rodgers. I have never interacted professionally with Rodgers, with the possible exception of having been in one of his press conferences when he was with the Packers as a visitor in Pittsburgh. Even when I was covering the Super Bowl between the Steelers and Packers, I never interacted with him. I don't know about you, but I'm not real big on either loving or hating people that I don't even know. You're just a Mason guy. You just love Mason. No, I've actually known Mason for a lot of years. I've observed him. I've seen how professional he is. You have seen how professional he is by watching him emerge from a number 3 quarterback slot to lead this team to a playoff run. Why? Because he was working exactly that hard behind the scenes. And if you think it's a coincidence that there were 4 Steelers last night in a suite at the Penguins game that I was covering, one of those was Mason, the others were Pat Freiermuth, Connor Hayward, Zach Frazier, then you don't know about the respect that that room has for Mason. It's one of the reasons that I'm pushing for him. Do I know him? Yes. Do I respect him as the rest of the team does? Yes. Do I like him? Yes. I'm laying all of that out here for you. You don't have to wonder about it. It's not some sneaky subliminal thing. None of this is some evil, surreptitious stance or one that's aimed at, ticking some people off. I don't care about that either. I never have. I've been in this business my whole life. I just say what I think. I'm not worried about what kind of reaction I get in one direction or the other. I'm addressing this today because so much of it is so misguided. Let me be really clear about this. As a reporter, my job is to gather as much information as possible. Reporters, who are cast in the role of columnists or people who give commentaries, if you want to get into the multimedia version of that, the opinion part is central to the role. It's a role that I've had now at a couple of different newspapers, at my own website, and now in doing these shows. My opinion in this role, based on all of the information and experience that I've had in covering this team and these various people, is that the Steelers have who they need right now. And that based on everything that I know about Rodgers, not least of which is what's stamped on his birth certificate, he's not the best choice to quarterback this team at this time. That's it. There's nothing else to it. And if anybody wants to huff and puff about this and storm away and find some place where everybody's opinions just match and it's all happy land, kind of the way it goes in politics, you go right ahead and do that. If, on the other hand, you want to hear what somebody actually thinks, whether I'm right or wrong, in your estimation, but that you can be confident that it's authentic and it's not manufactured. And oh, by the way, it's not just wing it off the top of your head. I've been covering this team for a long, long time. Then we're really happy to have you so long as you bring coffee. When we come back, J1Q. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George is a personal injury law firm in Western Pennsylvania that represents injured people in automobile accidents, workers' compensation cases, and medical malpractice claims. The attorneys at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George pride themselves in doing what they say they're going to do. It's important to them that when they make you a promise, they keep that promise. And this law firm has been keeping promises for over 80 years. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George has been AV rated. That's the highest rating a law firm can receive for legal ability and ethics. And the lawyers at the firm have been designated super lawyers, that's a real thing, for over 15 years. Rare combination there. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George has offices in Cranberry, Newcastle, Beaver Falls, Butler, and Elwood City. Learn more about them at lgkg.com or by calling 888-842-5454. Again, that's 888-842-5454. Today's J1Q, surprisingly, is also on this subject. It's from Jay, who says, DK, I think you need to rewatch the Pat McAfee show. Aaron Rodgers is clearly dealing with something that is very personal. You completely skipped over that just to make him seem like a bad guy. He said that it would be unfair to a team if he signed right now if he's not mentally there. This is a very poor way of explaining what he said. That's after Pat legit almost spilled it, but I don't even know what the rest of this means. I'm going to say this again here. This program is called Daily Shot of Steelers. My concern when it comes to this is the Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. This individual does not play for the Steelers. This individual isn't connected to the Steelers in any way, shape, or form outside from apparently getting regular phone calls from Mike Tomlin. As such, and I really don't care how this comes across because I'm doing this all within the context of this show. I don't care about the reality TV aspect of this. I don't care what happened on the McAfee show or what he said about this or that or trauma or walking on the beach looking forlorn or whatever. I just don't. It does not affect this subject matter. If you want to have a separate show that's called Daily Shot of Aaron Rodgers angst, I can do that. Don't think too many people would listen, but that's not of interest to me. What is of interest to me is that the only actual quarterback signed to an NFL contract on this roster was at the hockey game last night with a few other Steelers. They're all going to be coming in real soon, by the way, for anybody who keeps asking, what's the rush? What's the rush? They're going to be in about a week. It's not the public portion of OTAs. It's not the part that we can report on, but they come in and they start meeting each other. They start getting to know each other. They start working out together in that decrepit weight room. I'm kidding. There's actually nothing wrong with the weight room. They begin the process of team bonding and all that other stuff. If all you're thinking that ever happens in football is that they show up in the first week of September and run through the tunnel, there's a lot of people who've played the sport who would argue with you, and rightfully so. There's a quarterback here. He's of interest to me. And I get that there's a lot of people that would have watched this and would have thought, oh my God, that's so bad. I'm really interested to hear how this turns out, because we live in a reality TV show entertainment environment anymore. That's what's all over TV. And to me, from the Steelers' perspective, I looked at some of those video clips and I saw somebody who looks like he's a million miles from football. He's even saying out loud, go ahead and move on. And amazingly, some of the same people who are the quickest to quote Chuck Noll when he would say, if you're thinking about retirement, you've already retired. But now it's okay. Now it's all right. We have to give him his time and his space and be concerned about him. Well, I'm not. I don't know him. I don't have anything with him. My focus is the Steelers. I'm interested in seeing the Steelers make themselves better. I'm interested in draft week. I'm not interested in this guy going on a talk show yesterday and spilling out all his angst to everyone and then having everybody tell me after that that that's somehow supposed to be relative to the Steelers. It's not. It's not. On Monday, one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to convert this to the Aaron Rodgers angst program, or we're going to have another daily shot of Steelers and we're going to build up to an event that actually matters. And that's the draft. And ideally, sooner rather than later, the Steelers, and in particular, Mike Tomlin, are going to see enough real players, meaning real live bodies, passing through their complex on the south side that they're going to forget about all this. In which case, we'll be absolutely delighted to join everyone again for another daily shot of Steelers. Have a terrific weekend.